Oh, is this on? Holy sheep dip. Bill dances. Oh, man. We're back with another edition of the Fishing Pole. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Today I'm at a new location. The only problem is it's hot. I don't care where you are in this country, it's hot. I'm gonna try a couple bigger, larger baits, some small baits, and we're gonna see what I can catch. But if you're like me, and if you're somewhere out in the country and it's hot, I feel your pain. So we're gonna see what's biting. Let's do some fishing. All right, so I learned one thing fishing in this heat. You really need to do a very slow retrieve. Oh, there's a bluegill there. Surprised they're sitting in the shallows. So you want to aim for those cooler spots. So what I'm doing is, if I'm fishing deep water, I'm letting it sink all the way to the bottom. That seems to be working really well for the smaller fish. There's some cover here by these trees. So what I'm doing is letting it sink, letting it float. This is a jig, mind you, but I think it's got just enough action in this water that it's creating an attractant for the fishies. Now there's shallow water right there with shaded spots, so it might be a more opportune thing for the fish to be sitting in. So what I'm doing is, and again, this is a jig. I am letting this sink all the way to the bottom. This is a very light jig. And then I'm very gently moving it. And sometimes that strategy's working. Just not when the camera's on. And we're in the thick of the fish ladder here, trying to cast as far away as possible from the fish ladder. Niet. Niet, niet, niet. Ah, you fudge whacker. The bail snap closed. Yes, I blame my equipment, I don't blame myself. Actually, let's try to do this a la drift style. How's a bite? Here's a bite. Here's a bite. Just a bluegill. Just a lonely, ordinary, everyday bluegill. It's a nice one though. 5, maybe 6 inches. Bluegill. Oops. Sorry. Sorry. Let's see if this strategy works on this side. So I am letting this basically almost bounce on the bottom here. Have to watch here, because the more shallower you get, the more structure you hit. And nothing. Nothing. So I think we'll just drift with this. How's that? Yeah, these guys are pretty deep, man. You're so deep. And the last one snapped my tail off there. There's a fish. Strategy seems to be working. Of course, they're all bluegill, but you know what? I'll take a couple bluegill than nothing at all. So, goodbye. Let's change our pattern here. I'm going to put a gulp style bait on. I tend to think these do better under certain conditions when there's more bait flying around. And I don't know about you, you're probably sitting at home nice and comfy. I am sweating my boogers off here. It's going to go up to a mild 94 today. Heat index of anywhere between the 7th and 8th level of hell. I'm not sure exactly who's in the 7th or 8th level of hell. But I know how hot it is there. Oh, there's a bite. Another one. All right. I switched over to a gulp. And you're loving it, aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? Catching so many fish, I think I'm relocating them from one spot to another. What I do believe they're doing is they're hanging out in the coolest spot that they can get a hold of or find. That's next to this running water underneath a tree. There's a bite. Mr. Bluegill, I think I love you. Do. I think I love you, Mr. Bluegill. So the gulps actually have a more realistic feel to them when the fish bite. They definitely have their own unique flavor, which I haven't tasted, but the fish seem to love. All right, that's too shallow. So again, what I'm doing is I'm almost letting this thing bounce on the bottom. What's a bite? And another one. Apparently I found a little school of them right there. I'll take some fish rather than no fish at all. And it's all in watching what's going on, keeping an eye on the temperature, and never, ever once farting. Tends to scare the fish away. Fishermen tend to go away from you, which is good. Mr. Fisherman. So, let me try something here. I want to see if there's more than just these bluegill here. There are frequent splashes coming further downstream, so I want to see if I can throw it out more toward the end of where all this water is flowing out of, and seeing if there are some fish hanging out there. Hanging out there, Mr. Fish. Mr. Fish, I love you. Mr. Fish. Oh, dude! Oh, is this on? Holy sheep dip. Bill Dance's ball. Oh, man. Something just whaled it. I got a feeling it's a cat. He just hammered it. It feels like a catfish because it ain't coming up. Oh, man. Whoa. I gotta watch because this is like a micro lure here. Oh man. I hope this camera is on. Yeah, it's a cat. Oh, you fooled me good, dude. He like instantaneously hit it as soon as it was coming down. It's a nice cat. I don't have any. I'm gonna have to beach it over here though. Yeah, I kind of felt that's what it was. Oh, my carpal tunnel. I don't know, he's a nice cat. All things considered. You're considerable cat. I can call you considerable. I don't have my pliers. Do I have? Let me see what I have here. Well, let's get a look at this guy. He's got to be probably about 20 inches or so. It's a nice sized cat here on the pole. I'm actually afraid to grip him in the mouth. Look at that, he's barely hooked. Big chunk of bunka. Hey, hon! My wife is over there. Got a cat! So my wife is over there. She doesn't have to come with me. We're gonna release this guy. He's a good, I don't know, 20 inches. He hammered my ultralight, and he's got a big set of lips. We're gonna let him go though. Be free, Willie. Be free. Well, that was enjoyable. Nice catfish. All right, I want you to stick the sunfish down my pants. Please. You're not paying attention to me. She never is. Oh well.